Hi guys, and welcome back to this video. So today we're going to be talking about part 2 and how we can describe a family member. So talking about families, this is quite a common topic in the IELTS that might come up. So how would we go about that? Well, first of all, let's look at an example and then let's talk about how we would approach it. So here is the example prompt for part 2. Tell me about the family member you spend the most time with. You should mention who they are, what you do with them, how often you see them, why you spend so much time with them. Okay, so at this point in the exam, the examiner will explain to you what you need to do. So you're given the prompt, you're told that you will be given 1 minute to prepare, and they provide you with a pen and piece of paper. So within that minute, which is not a lot of time, you've got to come up with enough information to talk for 1 to 2 minutes. Now there are different ways you can do this, but the two main methods that we talk about on this channel are the question method and the story method. So with the question method, you literally write down as many questions as you can about the topic in 1 minute. And then during your speech, you're just answering those questions. The story method is, as it suggests, you're telling a story. So within the 1 minute, you're just writing down key vocabulary, maybe some notes, some ideas to help you remember a story that you're going to tell the examiner. So today, I think what I'm going to do is to choose the question method, and I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to give myself 1 minute and I'm going to come up with as many questions as I can about that subject. So let's go. Okay, so that was a minute, and I've got a list of what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 questions that I can ask myself, which I'm going to talk about now. Okay, so I'm going to give myself 2 minutes, and I'm going to talk about a family member that I spend the most time with. So let's go. So if I had to choose one family member that I spend the most time with, it would have to be my younger brother, who's called Herbie. So in fact, I haven't actually seen Herbie for a long time because we don't live in the same place. But as children, we spent a lot of time together because we were close in age. One of the things that I remember most is that as children, we used to play a lot. So the thing that we used to do the most was to play football in the back garden. We used to live in a place with that backed onto a playing field, which was part of a school, and we would go there and play football with our other brothers. I'm actually one of 5 siblings, and we also, when we were a little bit older, we would play war games. We liked to run around and reenact battles from our favourite films and things like that. So he is a younger brother. There's about 3 years age difference between us, but in many respects he's quite mature, maybe more so than I am. And I would say that the favourite thing about my brother is that because we are quite close in age, we had many other interests that are quite similar. One of my happiest memories would have to be going to see a famous band with him, which was called The Who. So this is a band from the 60s, and we went to see the band in Hyde Park. It was the first time that we'd gone off together and gone to a concert. We were only about, I think, like 16 and 19. So the next time that I see my brother, hopefully will be here in Taiwan. He's coming over to celebrate my wedding when things calm down in terms of the pandemic. And hopefully we're going to have a good time. I've got lots of things planned for him. And that's 2 minutes. Okay, so if I'm looking at my questions, I mentioned who the family member was. So it's my brother. I mentioned briefly the relationship that I had with him. So my question here, what, was about what things we used to do as children. So I was trying to use a bit of past tense there to talk about habits in the past in particular. I had a question here, how old? So there I was just focusing on the age difference between us and how that affects our relationship. I just put down favourite here. So I think I interpreted that as the favourite things we used to do together. And then I had happy memory as a question. And I was talking about the time that we went to see a very famous band called The Who. It's actually one of my favourite bands growing up, although they are quite old in the sense that they were popular when my parents were quite young. And then I had last time, but I skipped that because I wanted to talk about the future. I wanted to try and get a bit of future tense in there. So I chose next time. And I was just talking about hopefully the next time that we would see each other. So I actually had many more questions than I needed. And the reason for that is because my questions here are quite often just one-word questions. So it was just something to jog my memory, to remind me what I wanted to talk about. And then I just built on that. So this is a very good method for producing a lot of content, a lot of things to talk about very quickly. However, the one thing that it's not good at is to link your ideas together. Because I'm just going through and answering each question separately, often the ideas aren't linked together. Now, you may think this is a problem, but in fact, if your target band score is only about 6.5 and 7, this is absolutely fine, and you can definitely use this method, and you can still get a very good score in the IELTS speaking. So guys, this was just a little sort of practice to show you what a native speaker would do when going through the part 2 and the methods that I use to do that. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you did and you've seen a couple of our other videos, why not subscribe to the channel and give us a like? And of course, if you have any questions at all, we'll be very happy to answer them. So just leave us a question in the comment section. But that's not all. We actually do have quite a few other things for you. We have a very good Facebook group that we're building up, and we're in there all the time trying to be as helpful as we can. And also, if you head over to our website at the IELTSgrind.com/newsletter, you can join our newsletter, which is full of really useful study aids and free materials that you can use to reach your IELTS goals. So guys, thanks very much for joining me today, and I will see you in a future video. Bye-bye.